which, in case you forgot, is where the L, or the magic walking stick, the shaft of the bull penis, comes from. This is exactly why it makes me absolutely sick that the candy cane is meant to be licked and sucked on. The pedophile agenda of the Illuminati. And you'll notice that the word candy has the word can in it, the fertility of sucking on the rock-hard candy. And the polarities of winter and summer also reflect male and female. The white winter is the female, or the goddess, the god of ice. So now you understand about the white witch. And so now when you watch movies, you'll understand when you see the two opposing forces, which is nothing more than summer or winter, or day and night, the sunlight and the dark non-light. And you see, the ancients viewed winter and summer as a connecting as one, or a sexual union. And this is exactly why the candy cane has the red and the white. And this is exactly why we worship the North Pole during Christmas time, because the pole is erected straight up north. This is why we hang the phallic candy canes on the phallic Christmas tree that is pointed straight up and is up and erect and hard. And of course we also have to hang the balls that come from the bull, which is why they are called bulbs. And this is the time when God's sun burns out and dies. So this is the time during winter when we light the lights of the Christmas light bulbs, the fire fertility of Bel. And why do you think that we wrap the garland around the tree in the circular motion from top to bottom? Because the garland represents the fertility of the serpent, of the goddess, which is wrapped around the phallic pole, which is the same sex magic that you'll find on our symbol of money, and the same sex magic of the stripper sliding up and down the pole. The old sex magic symbolism of the Illuminati. So you see, both Jesus and Santa are just anthropomorphic figures. And I'll give you one reason why Santa Claus has a big sack full of gifts. And his sack full of gifts have a double meaning, because they also represent the fertility sacs of the fertility mushroom, the Amanita muscaria. So now you'll understand the consuming and eating and licking of the magic phallic symbol of the candy cane, the red and the white, which is a symbol of the sexual fertility of the magic mushroom. You see, our current festival celebration of Christmas comes from the ancient celebration of Saturnalia, and part of the celebration was the sexual fertility rites of the magic mushroom. And usually only the elders could partake in these sacred drugs. That's why they were called the High Priest, the Most High. And in one of my videos, I explained the whole process of the magic mushroom enlightenment, or the cap of wisdom and knowledge. And the mushroom grows from a bulb and then grows up to give enlightenment from the bulb, which is why we have lamps that look like the magic mushroom. And the golden cup, or the golden chalice, is the elixir of the golden magic mushroom, the psychedelic effects it gives when you eat the magic mushroom, which is the whole theme of Alice in Wonderland and her drinking the poison elixir of the magic mushroom. And this is exactly why the medical symbol is that of the magic mushroom, the serpent and the pole, and of course the sexagram, the mushroom pharma of pharmaceuticals. So you see, Santa Claus is nothing more than an anthropomorphic figure of the magic mushroom, which was a sexual fertility aspect of Christmas time, or Saturnalia. So this is why we have the big Santa with little elves. A big Santa who has a big gift to give, and the little elves are busy making gifts. And it's funny because all of these years you've seen the magic mushroom ornament and didn't even know it. And they have been symbolically drenching our children in the wisdom of the magic mushroom, and you've never even known it. And believe me, I could go on and on all day and night about this. So let's move on to Santa and Saturn, which is the exact same thing. So now you know the symbolism of the magic cube of Saturnel. And you'll notice that old Saturnel or Saturn 9 comes out when the moon comes out, and he rides the ancient horned one. And remember that Saturn L is the child eater, the child slayer, which is why it makes me sick that parents go up there and try to put their children on the lap of Santa Claus, which is exactly like going and waiting in line to put your child on the lap of the belly of the beast and have it sacrificed to the god Baal or El. And now you know exactly why Santa has a big belly. And now you know why children hate to sit on the lap of the evil Santa Claus. And for more in-depth information, you can watch my other videos where I explain that Saturn is God, and God is Santa, and Santa is also Satan. And if you do your research, you'll see that Santa also holds the cane, or the crook. And remember that the ancient druids and the elders are the ones who could partake in the mushroom eating, exactly like the shamans. And remember that mushrooms develop during the night when the moon is out. And let's not forget that magic mushrooms are related to the cow or the bull, because some magic mushrooms actually grow out from the bullshit of the cow. And although you should do your own research, just in case you didn't catch the symbolism of the candy cane and the big sack of Santa, let me explain to you about the canes that were made from the bull penis and, of course, the scrotum of the bull, which is known as a bully bag. We have the cane and the big bull bag. So now I hope you see the bull fertility symbolism a little more clearly. Which brings us to the sacred act of anointing. So we already know that the ancient Hebrew Israelites anointed the phallic penis head. And anointing is the act of performing a sacred ancient ritual of pouring or smearing a sacred fluid on the head. An ancient divine practice of becoming sacred with the god. And it's an ancient custom to use the sacred anointing oils. And the sacred anointing is also known as the sacred consecration. And the sacred consecration means to fool and to secrete the sacred fluid, or to release the oozing fluid. I mean, honestly, it doesn't take two brain cells to figure out why you have to get on your knees as they firmly grab your head and hold it in place as they pour the sacred fluid on your head. And in case you don't have two brain cells, you know exactly what this means. Giving head. An act of subordination over the slave from the master. And that's why you anoint the penis head. That's why the holy anointing of the face or the head means the holy anointing of the chrism or the creme. And of course the creme is the cream that comes from the milk, which comes from the sacred cow or the bull, the sacred fluid or the consecrated oil of the bull. Which is exactly why the very word anointing comes from the oil of the An, or the bull cow goddess or god. So once again we see the ancient ancestral Anu bull as the source. And this ritual is also called a blessing. And it just kills me when I hear people say, "Oh, God bless you," and they don't even know what the word means. The word bless originates from the ancient practice of human and animal sacrifice. And the word bless means to be bledgioned or blessed and sprinkled with the blood of the sacrifice victim. So when you bless somebody, you are actually saying that you want them covered and sprinkled with blood. This is exactly why we say, God bless you, because you are spraying and sneezing out the sprinkles, which is a form of consecration or releasing the sacred fluid. Exactly like the sprinkler, which comes from the head. So perhaps now you'll understand why we put sprinkles on our ice cream cones, topping the head of the ice cream cone. And of course, we sprinkle the bull or the Taurus. So now you understand why we anoint and sprinkle and bless the phallic ice cream cone. So now you know why we have the shape of the fertility balls, with the triangle, the triangle, the fertility shape of the cone. And you can view some of my other videos to research more about the sex magic of food. So when a person holds their staff or their penis in their hand, they can have an orgasm, which is known as coming.
The Hebrew behind the word come is halach, literally meaning to walk. The parent root is the word lach, a picture of a staff and a hand. When one takes his staff in hand, he is going to walk, go on a journey. From an Hebraic perspective, there is a literal journey. The Hebrew behind the word come is halach, literally meaning to walk. The parent root is the word lach, a picture of a staff and a hand. When one takes his staff in hand, he is going to walk, go on a journey. From an Hebraic perspective, there is a literal journey. The first word we are going to examine is the word know. If we have met another person, we would say, I know him. But the Hebrew word translated as know is not a casual knowledge of another, but an intimate knowledge. This is the verb yada in its ancient pictographic script. When we look at the use of this word in Genesis 4 verse 1, we can understand the depth of intimacy this word implies. And the man knew his wife Eve, and she conceived. The parent root of this verb is da. The first letter is a picture of a door, and the second letter is a picture of an eye. Together these letters mean the door of the eye. Only someone you intimately know can you get close to and look into their eyes, the door into their soul. A more precise meaning of this word is to intimately and completely know. And the man knew his wife Eve, and she conceived.
So you said to know someone is to look deeply into their eyes and know them intimately. But I don't know about you, but I have never gotten a girl pregnant and conceived with her by looking deeply into her eyes.
The Hebrew word translated as know is not a casual knowledge of another, but an intimate knowledge. Only someone you intimately know can you get close to and look into their eyes, the door into their soul.
Actually, excuse me, but we're actually talking about the doorway through the eye of life. And that's why we're talking about the book of Genesis, the story of creation with Adam and Eve, who conceive and give life to mankind. So an eye cannot conceive and give birth, but the vagina eye can. And the intimate knowing is used often in the Bible.
It's not in the letters. Those letters are Aramaic. The letters are Aramaic. The definition is Greek. That's pictographic Hebrew. That's the way Hebrew was originally written. Pictographs, like hieroglyphs. The first letter is the Aleph. It's a picture of an ox head. The second letter is the Bet, a picture of a tent. That's Hebrew. Now, what does that word mean? Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about this word itself.